What's up, polished friends? In this video, I'll be unboxing the Orly Fall Color Pass. I've been looking forward to this box, even though not everything went as expected, but keep watching, I'll show you. If you're new to the Orly Color Pass, it's a seasonal box that gives early access to the newest collection of regular polish, along with 2 bonus items. This box for me came a little late. It was the first box after renewing my subscription for the second time, and the first time I renewed it, this same thing happened, so I think there is a little to be desired for people who renew their subscriptions. When I brought the box in off of my doorstep, I noticed a definite chemical smell coming from the box and hoped nothing inside was broken, but more on that later. The first thing in the box is a card that goes over the collection and the items in the box. I definitely think this subscription price is worth it based on the cost of the items in the box. The polishes alone make it worth it for me, and the bonus items are just fun. I went over the price points in my last Orly video, so check that video out in the cards now if you missed it. This collection is called Wild Natured, and I can't wait to show you the shades, but first I want to show you what this season's bonus items are. The first item explains the chemicals I smelled. It's Orly's Spritz Dry, a liquid designed to be sprayed on your finished manicure after the top coat that helps your mani dry quickly. It was smart for Orly to package it in this baggie because mine leaked. Over half of my product was gone, so what did I do? Raged on social media about it. Yeah, because that always solves the problem. No, I immediately contacted Orly's customer support for help. I received a very quick response and was informed a replacement would go out in the mail to me immediately. Orly's customer service has always been on point for me. I've had to contact them about 3 times over the past 5 years with an order issue, not a lot of times by the amount of orders I've made, and they've always been quick to respond and made the situation right. So when I saw the leaky item, I really wasn't concerned. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying the Spritz Dry. I think this will be a useful product if it works. The second product this month is a mini Orly breathable shade. What is a breathable shade, you ask? Orly created a line called their breathable shades with the idea of not having to use a base or top coat with them. Perfect for anyone on the go. I say anyone because nail polish is for anyone, not just women. But do these polishes work? Stay tuned for a wear test during this video. I'm not usually into mini bottles of nail polish because the brush is a little more difficult to handle, but I'll swatch this one with the other shades also. I have thoughts. Ready to meet the shades? So the collection is called Wild Natured, I feel that. And these colors remind me of, well, I think of a jungle and also the ending horizon of summer. I'm totally down with this collection. There's Blue Tango, In Full Plume, Wild Willow, Lion's Ear, which is a big favorite I've heard some people say, Bird of Paradise, and String of Hearts. Let's get to swatching. Underneath each of my swatches to protect my nails, I'll be using Orly's Bonder Base Coat. I do like this base coat. I have a lot of success with it, and it's a great substitute to Maniology's sticky base coat when stamping to help the images stick effortlessly. Blue Tango is first, and I was pretty surprised at how sheer it is for such a deep blue, but the sheer formula might be cool to do one of those pond stamping manis, if you've seen those, but I don't know, maybe it's too dark for that. We'll see. The second coat builds the opacity nicely, but I already have so many blues that are the same shade, so I don't know if I'll get a lot of use out of this polish personally, but it's a great color to have in any collection. And here's 2 coats of Blue Tango without a top coat. I didn't add a top coat to these swatches because they're already super shiny on their own, and I like showing you the polish for itself. Next is In Full Plume, a definite top 3 fave in this collection for me. This is like an exotic teal, or at least that's how it makes me feel. It flows on the nail easily, and though it's not opaque on my first thin coat, it could be in a thicker coat if one coat is just your thing. I just think this color is so fun for summer and for fall. It's a perfect transition color, and the opacity builds really nicely on my second coat, which I pretty much expected. Here's 2 coats of In Full Plume without a top coat. Next is Wild Willow, a deep olive green, and this is my favorite name and shade from this collection. I've said it before, greens were never my fave, but they're really growing on me, and the olive greens are definitely some of my faves. It was almost opaque on that first coat, so I have no trouble with the second coat being fully opaque, and I am so looking forward to wearing this color. Here's 2 coats of Wild Willow without a top coat, and what do you think of olive greens like this? Are they for you or not? Let me know down in the comments. Lion's Ear is next, and I've seen a lot of people on Instagram say that this is their favorite. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point of saying an orange is my favorite from a collection, but I do love orange and pink gradients, so I usually pair my oranges with pinks. This formula is jelly-like and pretty sheer on that first coat, so it's no surprise on the second coat that some of the nail line still peeks through. If you're looking for an opaque version of this color though, check out Nailtopia's Main Squeeze. I just reviewed that shade and more, so I'll leave that video in the cards now. Here's 2 coats of Lion's Ear without a top coat, but even though my picks don't have a top coat, I definitely recommend a top coat always to make a mani last. Next is another bright orange, Bird of Paradise. But unlike Lion's Ear, this orange is a cream and is definitely less sheer. Creamy formula, not really my jam color-wise, but I can appreciate its brightness and beauty anyways. For me, it was opaque on that second coat. And here's 2 coats of Bird of Paradise without a top coat. Last up is my second favorite shade from this collection, String of Hearts. This is a deep fuchsia that works so well with this collection. This is another creme, so broken record about the creamy formula and opaqueness in 2 coats, but what would you do with this color for nail art? I, of course, would pair it with orange for maybe a sunset gradient, symbolic of the sun setting on summer maybe? Here's 2 coats of String of Hearts without a top coat. So I want to know which shade is your favorite, and are you going to buy this collection or maybe just pieces of it? I didn't forget about my breathable mini though. Where the regular size bottles are 18 mLs, this mini is 11 mLs, so it is more than half, and it retails at Walmart for $6.98, opposed to the regular size bottles, which are $9.50. Plus, a base and a top coat aren't needed for this polish line, or so it's advertised, so you're saving money on top and base coats. This clay brown shade is called Sunkissed, and I'm swatching without a base coat because, again, that's how it's advertised. I was pretty surprised at how sheer it is on the first coat because it's definitely a creme, but it glides on easily, so that makes up for it. The brush is smaller than the regular size bottles, but I actually like it more, which is not the norm for me. If you saw my review of the Butter London minis, I'll link that video in the cards now in case you missed it, I was not pleased with that mini brush, but Orly kept their elongated handle, and the shorter brush allows for better control, so I'm totally down with this mini. I show Sunkissed here in 3 coats to make it opaque, but only did 2 coats in my swatch photo because I'm more likely to do only 2 coats of polish and wanted to show you what that would look like. So here's 2 coats without a top coat. I wanted to do a wear test with this breathable shade, so I applied 2 coats on my Cindy hand, and here it is on application day, and stay tuned to the end of this video for the results. Meanwhile, I tried to do some nail art with this collection. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go as planned. So here I am applying Nailtopia's So Fresh, So Clean as a white base because I figured I would do a gradient with all of the colors. I apply my liquid latex, and I had way too much nail oil still left on my skin, so it doesn't really apply very well, so I kind of struggle with it here. I thought a blob gradient with all of the colors would look really cool. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. So I dab on bits of polish, just randomly with all the different colors. Then I dab the polish onto my nail, and I couldn't really tell here that it wasn't going to look good, so I just kept going, repeating this process about twice. When I saw this is what I was ending up with, I wasn't impressed. So I didn't even bother putting a top coat on. I just took it off, and I actually repeated it 2 more times, trying to get it to look nice, and it just didn't. It looked like a grayish, blobbish mess. It was gross. So I applied another layer of base coat and another layer of Nailtopia So Fresh So Clean, and I did just a basic linear gradient. I removed my liquid latex, and even though the gradient isn't that proportional, I really like how this came out. So I add a top coat, and I moved on to another gradient on my pinky nail. And this one didn't really come out well. I don't like how it was looking, so I gave up. I tell other people not to give up, but I did. I gave up. I was tired, and I just was done. Back to the wear test. This is day 2, and it's holding up pretty well, except at the tips, and that's my fault. So I didn't cap my tips. So on day 3, there's definite tip wear, and I don't think there would have been if I would have capped my tips. And this is after doing dishes, laundry, kind of cleaning up and working around the house because I was off all week. But I think it held up pretty well otherwise. So if you don't want to use a top and base coat and you want to just use the breathable shades, I think they would work out pretty well. Have you already tried the breathable shades? Let me know your experience down in the comments. And that's this season's box. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and connect with me on Instagram at alwayspolishlife. I'd love if you subscribe to my channel, and until next time, stay polished.